why should executives or government leaders be paying attention to quantum technologies right now?
Okay, so thank you very much for this question. So there's this paper that I published with Professor Shapiro. He is from the business background, and then I am from the science background. So we combined our ideas on how to make quantum computers, the quantum computers, how it should pass certain tests in business terms to see how it will be useful for business and then our real world. So basically, like there is a term in economics which is known as utility. So that has to do with the value to how something is valuable to customers or how it is valuable to our real world. So one thing that we discussed was that in my previous discussion, I spoke about how quantum computers are fast compared to classical computers. But when you are applying into real world, you don't just care about how fast is it to classical computers. There are several tests that you have to go through. So the utility test has to do with how quality is the result of quantum computers. So currently, we don't have quantum computers standing alone as quantum computers. What we have is hybrid. That is quantum computers being incorporated into classical computers. So then we compare the hybrid over the classical computer. So this is the hybrid approach that we have. But to see how these quantum computers will be beneficial to our real world, it has to pass the utility test. So the utility test has to deal with how quality the result is compared to classical computers, and also budget test. The budget test has to do with the speed. And then aside the budget test, one thing that investors also consider is the cost effectiveness. So how can we implement this without spending much money in it? So then these are some of the tests that quantum computers has to must pass before it can be ready for our world. And aside being ready for our world, we have phases that it should go through. So these phases, we have the lab phase, and then we have the prototype, and then we have, after the prototype phase, then we come to how the mission is ready to be implemented. So then a quantum computer or a hybrid computer has to undergo all these tests before it can be considered as being ready for our world. So then investors or business people do not just think about the speed, but they think about how the quality of the result is, the budget, the cost effectiveness, and then also how it can be able to satisfy consumers' needs. So these are the things that business people will look at.